Hello, boys and girls of around my same age. Welcome to the Independence High podcast, episode 4. So today it's going to be a different episode because there's not going to be an interview. Why? Because I couldn't I couldn't record it. I had a, so to say, schedule complication. So it's just going to be me today, and it's pretty much only going to be news. So if you really don't care, you don't have to watch. I mean, it doesn't, it's your choice. I prefer if you watch it. I want that watch time. But yeah. So, for those who keep asking, episodes come out every Friday at 5 p.m. They're usually scheduled upload, so there's a very small chance that they're not on time unless we get lazy, which is likely to happen in the near future. So, anyway, let's get into the news. So, there's a lot of news today, but obviously the biggest thing is we should talk about is the changing of the collaboration schedule. So last year it was decided to be put to a vote because of the WASC report to see if we would have a collaboration schedule every week, and we did for 3 weeks. We had a collaboration every Thursday, and that was amazing because it perfectly fit with the schedule of the show. Because I would record the intro on Thursday morning when the news is, most up to date, and we still have time to edit it. So it was great for me, and that's partially why this episode is going to be kind of weird because of that schedule change. Now, I for one am very unhappy about this because not only does it interfere with my schedule for this show, it also interferes with all my homework because, as us high school students know, we love to do stuff last minute. So I could have written an essay in that time. I could have done any AP homework in that time. It's such a convenient time slot to be able to do it in the morning, and for me, especially after uh, first semester would have passed and the second semester, having that early release, it also is much better for my personal life. Uh, so kind of upset that it's taken away, but so what I've heard of why it was taken away is because in the WASC report there was another clause to that weekly collaboration in that the teachers or whoever on would vote to see if they would change collaboration from 30 minutes per class to 40 minutes per class. Basically, still shorter periods and every week still, but it was just a compromise to counteract the amount of lost time that teachers would have because you can't do much in a 30-minute period anyway. That's why most teachers usually just have like a mini quiz or something on that day and then just do whatever you want for the rest of the period. So they were supposed to vote on that, but from what I'm hearing from my sources, they didn't do that. They forgot to do that. So they needed to gather everybody to revote, and that's not going to happen for a while, is what I'm being told. So it so I think there's a good chance that we'll get the weekly collaborations back, but there's also just an equally good chance that they'll come back with 40 minutes per period instead of 30. So obviously for us students, 30 minutes per period is more ideal because it's less time in school, uh, which is annoying. But again, school's still important. Yada yada yada. I talked about that in the first episode, but it kind of sucks because we were led on so hard, which I know quite a lot about, and just let down. Honestly, what were we expecting? It's the school. We don't have any control over this, and now we're suffering because they did something wrong. And unless my sources are wrong, then my argument is invalid. So with that out of the way, let's go into actual news. Not to say that's not actually news. So the first scholarship opportunity we have today is the Good Tidings Foundation 10K scholarship. So they're giving away $10,000 $10,000 scholarships. The Good Tidings Community Service Scholarship application. So it is a process. You have to fill it out online. It's an application. I don't know how long it takes, but it is due November 20th. So you have plenty of time to. Oh, I'm sorry. They're due November 14th. So you have plenty of time to do it. So definitely take a look at it if you're interested in it. If you qualify, go for it. I think it obviously involves a lot of community service, so it's looking for really good community service workers and like good community service people in general. So if you think you fit into that category, anyone in ARC or Interact, any of those community service clubs, really, uh, it's a really good opportunity. I think you would have a good chance of getting the scholarship. Go to goodtidings.org. We'll obviously have a link in the description, and you can sign up there. So next up, we have the Horatio Algier. Algier. I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce any word in any language. That scholarship, which is due October 25th, and it's from anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000, which is quite a lot of money. Like 25K is like maybe 2 semesters, or like two rounds of SJSU. So that's definitely a lot of money that you should definitely apply to if you qualify. And in order to qualify, you have to be a senior, a U.S. citizen, a GPA of at least 2.0, and you have to have a financial need of $55,000 or lower. So basically, low income families. So again, especially for low income families, which is the only people it applies to, really good opportunity. You can go to This opens up a lot of opportunities for colleges you may want to go to, but you couldn't afford. And that pretty much goes for all scholarships. If you want to go to a college and you think you can, but the only issue is money, don't let money stop you. Definitely shoot for these scholarships because they give you the opportunity you need to succeed in college and therefore in future life decisions. So we'll link it in the description. It's an online form that you need to fill out, and then you apply. Next up, we have the Love Your Career Scholarship. It's a scholarship opportunity for people who you have to be enrolled in a college already. So that probably doesn't apply to most of us, but it's in the school news section, so I'm reading about it. Uh, Basically, it's about finding the importance of loving your career because in the future you definitely want to find a job that you love. You hear everybody say it all the time. You want to get a job that makes you happy. Don't get a job just because it pays well. Definitely want something that makes you happy. If you love your job, you never worked a day in your life, all that stuff. So if you're passionate about something, write an essay about it. Talk about how you would use it in your career, and then you've applied. It's due September 10th, which is in a couple days. It's for $1,000. But it seems like the winter winner was already decided, so that's why it's this September. So not much time left, but apply anyway. It's good opportunities. Probably the easiest scholarship opportunity so far is for $10,000 college scholarships, which is due September 30th. They are sponsored by the ScholarshipPoints program, which has given more than $650,000 already through scholarship programs. So all you need to do is fill out a form that has you say your name, what school you're going to, what school you want to go to, a major that you want to apply for. It can be undecided, that's an option as well. And then just a bunch of stuff like that, and then you're entered. That's it. You don't need to write an application or write an essay or anything. That's it. You just fill out some boxes, and you're in the running for $10,000 scholarship. I already did it. It takes like 5 minutes. It's easy money, easy money. So check it out. And in non-scholarship related news, there is an after-school SAT math prep course after school. The first 25 students to sign up are in. It caps at 25 students anyway, so it's basically like a class. It's going to be held each Monday from 3:20 to 5:20, starting September 16th in C407. So it's definitely important to be prepared for the SAT because every junior has to take the SAT, and last year I kind of overlooked that and I didn't really take advantage of that opportunity and I didn't study for it at all. And I still did okay. I got like 1270, but I feel like I could have done better if I studied even a little bit. So I definitely highly recommend going to this math prep course. it'll probably be a lot of mostly pre-calculus stuff because that's the level you're expected to be at that moment. So it's definitely a good opportunity, especially if you've already taken the class and you're in like stats right now. It's definitely a good way to refresh your memory and figure out how to do like, sine over cosine, whatever that means, all that stuff, trigonometry and whatnot. So I highly recommend it, but you got to be fast. Only 25 spots. And in club-related news, we have the IHS robotics team, which we talked about in episode 2, having their tryouts on Monday. So the robotics club, if you haven't seen episode 2, it's really good. They teach you a lot of it's both hardware and software stuff. The hardware as in physically assembling the robot, all the wires and whatnot. I don't know. I'm not in the club. And then also you need to obviously program like an AI for the robot to have it do stuff. Our robotics team, which I was told is really really good. They went really far, going to nationals, I believe. Maybe internationals. I don't remember, but I know they're really good. So if you're interested in it, definitely apply. It's definitely going to look really good in your college application to see you on a really successful team. And you don't even need to like. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Never mind. But definitely consider it. Even if you're not in the STEAM Academy, if you don't have, well, I mean, you should definitely have some experience. Maybe study a bit beforehand. But again, good opportunity, which is what the show kind of does, present good opportunities. So I do also want to say again that if you want to be featured on the show, there is a link in our on our Instagram bio, and I'll also probably put one in the description of this episode. That shows you all of our links. It links all of our social media and where all the places we upload to, and it also has where you can apply. It's a Google form that you fill out to apply to be featured. You can also DM us, but I mean, I'm more likely to forget if you DM us. Also, tell me in person, but again, I'm even more likely to forget about it. But all of those ways still viable, but I would say the online form because I check that like every day. There is a pretty long line. There's probably like 9 or 10 people, so I will contact you if I'll give you like 2 weeks notice if you want to apply or if you have applied, so that you can prepare all your stuff. And if you want to if you want to have like an ad space at the beginning of the video or of the show, then just DM me and I'll put in anything. You can record yourself speaking if you want to do it yourself, or I can also do it myself if you like give me some context, or you can even give me a script and I'll just read it. Either way is fine. But definitely, if you want to promote your stuff, just DM us. There's no really real process of like how it is for being featured. But being advertised, it's still cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for today. Sorry for all these reasonably short episodes. It's just, as we found with episode 2, it's very hard to edit all this stuff, especially since we do it all last minute. But I want to thank you guys who do still watch, even though episodes are getting shorter and shorter, because it's very time consuming to do all this stuff. And especially I just had all these schedule conflicts. It's hard to find time. But hopefully, my Saturdays are going to be clear. Everything should return back to normal next week. So hopefully you stick around and watch that one too. Uh, Thanks for watching. Remember, if you want to be featured, go to the link in the description or to our link in our Instagram bio. And stay cool. Goodbye, friends.